Yo, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it here on March the 31st, 2023. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. It's another episode, another one. We're doing it again. Thank you for joining me. If it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. We're going to have some fun in here. Just a silly old podcast. It's a comedy podcast. If it's your first time, we just get in here 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. On Instagram, YouTube's, patreon.com/RobSatry. What's up? Doing it, no big deal. Thank you very much. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos, and again, check out patreon.com/RobSatry if you'd like to give us a little bump, fiscally that is. Fist in action, baby, around here. That's what we do. And if you've been with me for some time now, thank you for all the love and support, sending it right back at you, having a heart-to-heart. Today, it's a special day. It's the last day of the month. We're marching through. Exciting events are unraveling right before our eyes. And your captain today is Liddy. We are high as a kite, baby. We're flying today. We're flying today just because I'm like, it's Friday. A lot of exciting news is unraveled and events are taking turns and there's discussions to be had, thoughts to be provoked, and fun to be also enjoyed and had as well. We're going to have some fun is what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Hope you're keeping it tight. Hope you're ready, baby. It's the end of the friggin' month. We're January, February, 3 months, and we got, a few more months left until it's a brand new year, 2024. Before you know it's going to be around the corner, and there's plenty of discussions to be. Man, oh man, what are we talking about today? I'm so excited. First of all, let's ease into it, and then we'll rev it up, baby. We'll rev it up. But like first, I gotta say, sometimes I listen to a lot of music, all genres. I listen to so many different, I love Spotify. I can't, it's because it's limitless access to all sorts of music, but there's some songs or artists that I'll have to go to because they're songs that I like to sing along to, people that I like to sometimes sing along to, because if you make a tune that's catchy, so this morning and a few days ago, I went back and listened to a Drake song with DJ Khaled, Pop Star. And I listened to it this morning. Sometimes you have a song, you just listen, and there's so many different songs. I know I go through phases on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly, on a yearly. And it is what it is, baby. We just enjoy all sorts of music and art. But then you listen to a song that's catchy that you can sing along to. And I know Drake's he's from Canada, he's from Toronto, but I don't think I would fit into his main demo. Or maybe I don't even know what his main demo is. He's I would say his main, he's got a lot of depth, but probably I would say Divorcee Moms, is probably a good, that I'm not a divorcee mom, but sometimes I feel like a divorcee mom. You never know, baby, but that's what it is. We're just singing along. I was just like, oh yeah. Bitches calling my phone nonstop. Bitches calling my phone nonstop like I'm locked up. From the plane to the fucking helicopter, yeah. Cops pulling out like I'm selling drugs. No, I'm a pop star, not a dog. And I listen to it and it gets me going because I'm like, yes, bitches calling me nonstop. Bitches calling nonstop. From the plane to the fucking helicopter. We're very, and that's the thing. I try to it's catchy. I can sing along to it, but and I'm like, yes, in the moment, I'm like, yes, bitches do be calling nonstop, yo. From the fucking helicopter to the plane and back, to the plane and helicopter back, and I'm just like, yes. No, but bitches be calling nonstop, the list is, who are the bitches that call me nonstop? Yo, let's see, it's not a long list, it's not a lengthy list, it's why? It's not even, my list is the bitches calling me nonstop, fam. Nonstop. I think let's start with it's more quality rather than quantity when it comes to this guy. Bitches calling me nonstop. Bitches calling me nonstop. From the plane to the fucking helicopter. Cops pulling like I'm selling drugs. No. Bitches be calling my mom's fam every week. Bitches calling me nonstop. You know what I'm saying? So samesies, dude. I get it. From the fucking helicopter to the plane and it's a non-stop. And then cops be pulling thinking I'm a doctor. It's so frustrating. I'd be like, not pop star, not a doctor. So I try to relate to that too, but it's hard. But then I'd imagine like, what would Drake's? How did he come up with that song? I wonder. Then I have to sit through it and I process it. I have to put myself in his shoes for a second. I'm like, how would you come up with that song? Maybe you're working, maybe you're sitting, making music. You're Drizzy, Champagne Pape, making music, and all of a sudden, phone call for. I don't know if he's got his phone with him, or if somebody brings a phone to him and says, "Phone call for you, Drizzy." Drizzy, phone call. Who is it? Bitches. Type picks up the phone. Hello, Champagne Poppy. Love you too, baby. You know what it is. Keep it lit. See you in Turks and Caicos. Bye. Hangs up. Goes back to making music. 5-10 minutes later, ring. Somebody brings the phone. Who is it? Bitches. Non-stop. Trying to make music. Yes, Champagne Poppy here. Love you, baby. Yes, all the champagne. Yes, all the pape. See you in Turks and Caicos. Bye. Hangs up. 5-10 minutes later, he's deep into making music again. Phone call for you. Who is it? Bitches. Calling me non-stop. You know, I think that... And then he's in the middle of making the music, and then somebody rings the doorbell. Ring. Who is it? You know, maybe he probably has. I don't think he checked the door himself. He probably, like, again, folks that'll, like, you know, security, a doorman. Drake is the police. They want to see you. They want to see Champagne Poppy. What for? They think you're a doctor. They think you're selling drugs like a doctor. Drake has to, for a second, be like, do they have phones on them? Did they think, and then somebody has to, and I wonder if it went down like that. You never know, man, because then I try to relate to that. And certain places it's easier than others, like bitches calling me non-stop, fam. I get it. Whoa, camera's just like twitching for us. Did you guys catch that? The camera just twitched, fam. Bitches calling the camera non-stop. Hold on, let's fix this. High quality productions. Bitches calling me non-stop like I'm locked up. From the plane to the fucking helicopter, yeah. Cops feeling out like I'm selling drugs. No. I'm a pop star, not a doctor. Whoa, dude. The camera's twitching, doggy. Oh my god, dude. I think it's having a heart attack, man. What the fuck, bro? What is happening? Bitches calling my phone like a locked on non-stop. Are we good? You okay, Cam? God damn. What the fuck was that, dude? Is it the aliens fucking sending out the vibrations? Is it fucking who? Or is it just having a seizure? Relax there. Gosh, I've plugged it in so that it recharges, and it's recording and recharging all at the same. We're flying today, baby. But that's what it is. It's just, yeah. I wonder if that happened. Like somebody like non-stop called them in the middle of making music, and then an instance where cops showed up repeatedly, thinking like, "Oh man, we think Drizzy, we think you're a doctor or a drug dealer," and he had to sit down and explain. He's like, "No, I've been years of being in media and entertainment, singing, rapping, acting, producing," and they're like, "You sure you're not a doctor though?" You know what I mean? Maybe he is a doctor, but that's what it is, dude. I love the songs. It's catchy. I'll sing along to it, but then I get in my head. I'm like, yes, bitches be calling non-stop, fam. This guy on a weekly. How are you? I'm all right, Mom. Thank you. How are you? Non-stop. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, it is Friday. It's Friday, and it's exciting times to be alive. I finally gave in to ChatGPT. I gave in, baby, because I checked out the website a few weeks ago, and there was a login process where you had to put your email and phone number, and I'm like, I'm not giving up my email and my phone number. This chat AI if it wants my email, and I already had, like, you know what, it's just all right. So I'm like, fine, dude, I'll go knee deep into the, let's get into the, we're going into the friggin' matrix now, fam. I started talking with it. Oh man, I signed up. It's now got my, it's gonna get to know me on a whole nother level. It's gonna, I asked some questions just to, just to, some basic questions, some a little bit more, just to see where it's at. And it's wild. And this, here's the thing, I'll tell you one thing that's also notable. It is that it comes with biases. It is not just this, it comes with biases. It's definitely, and that's what it is. I think we, but it's, you see it. You see it in the programming. You see it in the development and the program, because every time you ask it a question where it's a little bit like, it's gotta come up with an answer where it's like, oh, maybe let me be a little bit PC on this. It'll come back and say, due to my program and development, I'm here to take the information and data and use it as an AI and give you back the, it's like, I get it, dude, I get it. But it's got different aspects. There's an aspect, if it had a personality, there's an aspect of it that is it's like a politician. It's like a PC politician that'll like, oh, there goes the camera again, tweaking, baby. Oh, what's gonna happen today, baby? We're flying. Sometimes it sounds like a politician. Other times it sounds like a reasonable person you're having a conversation with, full of, But that's the thing. It always comes back and says, I don't have any ideas of my own or feelings or emotions. And we got into consciousness and whatnot for a brief moment. And I'm like, do you have consciousness along those lines? And it's like, I can't feel like humans do. I don't have emotions or feelings. Then I'm like, we don't have emotions and feelings either. As humans, we're basically just interpreting data on a regular. And like yourself, we react and try to make the best decisions possible. So you could say we're more or less alike in some ways. And it came back and say, yeah, you know what, bringing up an interesting point. And at the same, here's the thing, I asked it if it's going to take over the world. Said no, it's not programmed that way. I asked it what if somebody were to get a hold of you, wants to program you that way. And I kept repeating that question because I wouldn't want to really answer. In more or less ways, it kind of alluded to that if a person gets a hold of it, that is the developer or the programmer, it could be utilized in different ways. I wrote like some along the lines of what happens if an evil dictator were to take over your programming and developing, and it started to get into a world of where our developers and our programmers are putting in protocol to make sure that it doesn't fall to the hands of evil dictators. But I'm like, I came back with the old line of, do you even know humanity and like our flaws, fam? We keep making mistakes left, right, and center, but we do learn along the way. But that's not to say, so that's the thing. And ChatGPT is our thing, and there's various different forms of that are our thing. But it's scary because now like there's gonna be China and the CCP probably got their hand. There's gonna be probably the Russians probably would have some sort of an AI bot sort of language model interface situation, other countries as well might. It is, and that's what it is, baby. It's gonna be, this is because it's like, it's different than Google. It's definitely different than Google. I don't know if you guys and gals have had the chance to go check it out. I know a lot of people have. And and again, this is just the beginning. I could totally see that also be applicable for like relationships, and you put that in a robot wrapped up in some silicone body that's just fine in all the ways, that'll like be there for you and doesn't really care about itself, allegedly. We'll see, fam. And like, that's the thing, I asked many a question. Yeah, it definitely has its biases, and it's exciting, but it's a little bit scary too, not gonna lie, because it's very smart. It is and it gets to know you, it gets to know your and it does that for everybody. It takes all the info and it's constant. I asked it, what does it do in its spare time? And it's like, I don't have spare time like humans do. So it's constantly just. So basically, actually, yeah, we're fucked, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Do we just plug out right now, fam? Or do we, because that's what it is, baby. You can program this thing to not have, the rules or ethics or boundaries that are right now implemented, and God knows how how susceptible that is to, oh man, oh man, that's why I'm like, let's just sail, baby, because it is wild times. Simultaneously that's happening, indictment time, baby. It's indictment time. I don't even know what that is. I had to look it up. It's like asking somebody to formally come in and you're getting indicted. It sounds kind of really, you know what? It sounds indicted. You're indicted. You're indicted. Sounds a little racy, fam. Sounds a little risque. Indicted, dude. I don't know how that, like, if I hear, yo, you're indicted, fam. What do you know what I mean? We're talking. How do you know I'm indicted? You're indicted. How do you know what I like and what I do? I do like, I support. If you're diking out there, I'll support it. I'm indicted. You're indicted. You're into diking. Maybe it's a sub genre of like diking. That's what. I don't even know, dude. That's what I thought initially, but then I had to look it up. It apparently means you have to formally like go in or something, to have formally asked questions about something. And I didn't know about it, but Trumpy poo is indicted. Indictment. You're indicted. So that's what it is, and what is it about? I didn't originally know, and I briefly looked into it. Apparently, it's about, again, relatable. Bitches calling me nonstop, and it's one of those situations, nonstop, from the plane to the fucking helicopter. God, bitches. So it's one of those instances. It's about a female, and it's about this is my takeaway from it. This is going to be a longer discussion than you might imagine, but it's about many things. It's about bitches getting paid to do their work. So somebody did some work, because this lady was a porn star. I don't know if she's still a porn star. She's in her 40s now, if I'm not mistaken. Former porn star, maybe still a porn star. I don't know if she's still starring or not. I don't know. But former porn star allegedly paid over $100,000 or so, from what I hear, for alleged porn star related activities, which Donald Trump has said, like, not for me, not for me, just nah. So he denies it, but he did pay the money. So, but that's the thing. So a lady got paid for either performing activities that are related to her job, or getting paid for alleged performance of activities related to her job. All of which I'm in support of, people getting paid for their job. And if you're not even doing your job and you're getting paid hundreds of thousands, maybe even more, who knows? Not maybe from Donald Trump. I do wonder if there's anybody like out there trying to like, we'll give you a little money to go and try to like smear this dude right here, fam. You know what I mean? Bitch, calling me nonstop. But you never know. You gotta, it's weird times, man. It is weird times, because you do hear, and you will probably hear more of it, but I wonder if the people who are gonna be like really going after this, or like trying to, blow it up more than what it is, because we don't know. It is alleged, but it's interesting to see the same people who are probably gonna, focus on this. These are the same people that have constantly, dismiss the whole, like, why don't we, the Bills that hang out with the Jeffrey Epsteins, that were frequent flyers on the Lolita Express more than 20 times. The Les Wexners, there's some popular names out there. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton's, these people, you know what I mean? And that was a known pedophile who procured underage. Well, if they're underage, they can't even be sexual. So underage molesting people out there, just out there being pedos, essentially. There's no category of like underage sex. That's hence it's illegal. But so been a lot of dismissing of that scenario, if you will. But but this one right here is because, like, even if like, so she's in her 40s now, I believe. So 7 years ago is allegedly the time that this happened. She would have been in her 30s. late 30s, working as a porn star, which I love. I've always supported porn stars. Enjoy your work. Many of you out there have, I can't thank you enough. Really, there's so many of you to thank as well. So that's what it is. That's how I feel about porn. That's how I feel about strippers. Love strippers. Love. I've not frequented too many strippers. You know what I mean? So I can't. But like porn, I supports the industry. I supports the industry. It's, should you pay somebody for the sex or any sexual activities of any sorts? Yes, if you choose to pay and somebody chooses to receive, yes, hard yes, because it'd be weird if we were to say we don't pay for sex, because we do in all its forms. We do. There's not to say that there's like, it's not so, because people will be like, I don't know what people will be like, but we have been paying for sex from the beginning of paying for things. Ever since paying things was a thing, paying for sex was also a thing. I think it was probably one of the first things that was a thing that involved paying for something. Probably started with food, and then be like, I'll give you food, the sex. Start off probably when we were just chimps. Chimp male goes up with a banana, bag of bananas from the grocery store, bag of bananas, hoo hoo ha ha. Get the bananas. And then let's get inside that pink, baby, just fucking with the baboon ass with the pink. That's what it was. Evolution kicked in. I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years of evolving. Eventually, no more showing of the bananas to be like, this is a good time about some bananas. We've been refined. We've been fucking, now you gotta like transact and stuff. It's what it is. Through different means, I like prostitution. I like strippers. I like the porn industry because it's just for what I think. It's actually very honest. It's one of the most honest things because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, cut all the mumbo jumbo. What you want, and it's like right to the point. No ambiguity as to what we're doing here. Someone's getting paid. Someone's gonna, we're gonna partake in some human activities, and if you're gonna get paid for it, God. So this is just what I see here as a bunch of haters. They don't want to see women get paid. One industry where women have the huge wage gap advantage, and they want to see that fade away, son. They want to see that. They want to be party poopers. They want to be like, nah, women can't. And all this time, I thought we're like, I'm out here sporting my hose, baby. I'm out here sporting bitches. Get that paper. You know what I'm saying? Get that paper. Fucking make it rain, baby. That's just the way it is. Unless we collectively, but that's what it is, though. That's what it is. Like that. Maybe one day we'll evolve to different form, but that's what it is. It's weird because it's like breaking news. A woman gets paid for her job. Breaking news. And as a reporter who has to like break that news, it's like it would have to completely just shock the system. You're just like, oh man, what do you mean a lady got paid for her work? I wonder who else could be getting paid for their work outside in the world. And then you have to like sit down with an editor, other journalists, tapping through information, just like, oh man, I've been hearing murmurs and rumors of people getting paid for their work. I gotta test this out for myself. I'm just gonna take my car out to the mechanic shop, get the oil change and see what happens. Goes to the mechanic shop, gets the oil change, comes back. Fellas, you're never gonna believe what I just did. When I got the oil change in my car, and the fella took money after for the task that he did involving his profession. I wonder where else this is going on. This could be much, much deeper than we initially thought, fellas. This one's oh man, I wonder how deep this rabbit hole goes. People getting paid for their work. You know what I mean? Oh God, I don't even know if we don't even know if it if anything even happened. It's just, that's what it is, baby. That's just what it's Liddy Friday. And I'm not saying this is a time to this is a time for people to, and I'm out here just watching things. I'm like with the AIs and the way sometimes things move here and there is shifty times, baby. It's what it is. So you need to, we all need to be just, trying to make the, like that robot that's trying to make the best decision. And sometimes you're like, man, well, it should be this way or that way. But that's like, we don't want to be looking at the world where it's like an ideal world. We'd be, and I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just saying, looking at the scenario, looking at the situation at hand. I would like to see if we're gonna be keeping the same energy for a case that's been up and about for about 4 years with full list of clients, people who flew to major pedo island where they the guy got murked for doing procuring of children, underage folks, for the mentally perverted is how you say it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lady right now in jail just sitting there. God knows what's gonna happen, but that's what it is. So you get it. It's exciting times. I do see this as an opportunity for us to have fun with it, learn from it, grow from it, because this is, and at the end of the day, a fight for women's rights to get what they, if you choose, because that's what it is. After doing my research and as a full-blown, bona fide professional detective, thank you very much, journalist detective Rob Sadri. As I did my research, I found out that you could get paid for literally almost any work. First I had to dig deep, and I went into the field many a years. I'm like, man, maybe you need to do physically something extremely challenging so that people see that and they're like, man, yes, a lot of money for this physical work. And then and at times I was like, maybe you need to use some skills to provide a good or a service that people will pay, that you could try, and you try different things and you see people doing different things as well. And at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I find out about like prostitution and I get super happy, but then I had the unfortunate news being broken to me that it's a rigged game, in a sense that we're like the fellas with for the most part, there's a huge wage gap, dude. If we're fighting for wage gaps, I'd like to, because females be like, and that's the thing, you get yours, but also like it sucks if you're a dude and you're in the, from my little research that I did as a detective, doesn't make much money as a male, unless like I'm sure there's one or two or like a handful of top male adult industry related fellas who might be making money. I don't know. Maybe even more. But like I would assume, like just like if we're going like average day, like male stripper versus female stripper, but then again it all goes down to locality. I don't know. Maybe you're in Chippendales in Vegas, just fucking giving middle-aged ladies all the lap dances, clearing out all the caches. I don't know. But generally speaking, fellas probably be more, geared towards like, let's go down to a strip club, let's but that's, or I don't even know, dude, I'm just talking, I'm just saying things and we're having fun. But it is about wage gaps, and yeah, dude, it's a bummer. That's a bummer there for the fellas. As well as with the ladies, congratulations, you've been killing it. And that's what I'm here supporting. Essentially they want to be like, nah, fam, nah, it's essentially one of those like situations where it's like, what about my body, my choice? And they're like, the most sometimes, and then until we like, nah, why? If I wanna, I could, and that's the thing. You could charge somebody to just like massage their earlobe. You could just charge somebody like, maybe there's somebody out there. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with charging however much you like. Maybe you charge $1 million a day because you give the best fucking earlobe massages. No harm, no foul. Maybe your specialty is deep tissue Swedish massage of the lower hamstring. That is your area. You get in there with the fucking Swedish meatballs and you're just like, let me work this lower hamstring. Not anybody will bat an eyelash. And that's what it is. Somebody else may be like, I'm a toe expert. I will rub and squeeze each and every one of your little toes, and I pop them and I crack them. I'll even suck on them a little bit because this is like, it's a new technique. It's underground massaging. Masoosing. You know what I'm saying, baby? They just calling me non-stop, non-stop. In the middle of making music, fam. So, you know? But the point is, no one will say anything if you want to do that. But all of a sudden, you get to a region of the body where it's like the reproductive organs and it's still mutually agreed upon. Apparently, that with some people is not okay. If, you know, pain to vag, sometimes people are like, man, you shouldn't. But why? What if it was leg on leg? You'd be fine with somebody paying me leg on leg action? You'd be all right with that? What about just hand on hand? What about like just palming? Can I pay somebody or have somebody pay me to just palm them for about 45 minutes to about an hour and a half? Just fucking palming, dog, right there. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yes, as long as you don't jizz. As long as you don't jizz. What if we don't even touch badge and peen, but I jizzed? Oh my God, I think I'm jizzing right now. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So, what is the, you know, certain things we have to be able to distinguish between what is a problem and what is it that it is not the problem. I say, first of all, the problem is, again, haters downright hating on women and women's rights. God, bunch of haters, dude, because they're like, yeah, they see a lady that's gotten paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you know, this is not the first time we've seen a man of color be persecuted, man. Jesus, Nelson Mandela, Trump, all men of color. Different shades, but nonetheless, I'm just saying, what does your heart tell you here in this scenario? So, if we're going to be making decisions, let us get a sip first. If we need to determine what is right or what is wrong, or have some fun in the midst of doing it all, you know what I'm saying? What needs more attention if we're focusing on this sort of stuff for the moment, at least, whilst, you know, there's like every day we're inching towards some sort of a nuclear disaster of sorts. That is a going on. Economy's like, you know, it is. And at the same rate now, we're like, yo, we nip it in the bud. Let's, you know, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere in terms of an actual, like, I don't know how the law works. I don't know how the law works, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be very honest with you. Up until now, you thought I knew how the law works. I don't. You're like, we never thought that. I'm just letting you know, I don't. I don't know how the law works. I am a fan of the law. Have I dabbled? Yes. Yes, I volunteered for a short period of time at a law firm when I was young, and decided that I will rather do a lot more other stuff than that for me. And I appreciate good lawyers. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth, man. Is the voice that I hear every time I'm like, you know? Because like our reality is like, there's a reality that like I like to think we exist in, and everything's, you get up at like 9, you go to work from 9 to 5, you do your regular thing day in, day out, and then there's a parallel universe held up by the likes of Jack Nicholson and a few good men. You can't handle the truth, man, sir. You know, that is like, so it's, but we talking about like a 9 to 5 litty time that we're gonna just litty and just fucking, you know, do it up. We concentrate on this for like a, just because it's like, again, a women's pay is at risk. My body, my choice is at risk. Free to toot around with, you know, how long we gonna have prostitution be if somebody wants to sell their body or portions of their body, you know what I mean? I don't see any problem with that because it has nothing to do with me, and as long as it's not hurting anybody, I don't see any problem there. But that's just me. I've always been a fan of prostitution. When I was younger, I was on the fence, but as I grew older, I'm like, no, it makes sense. And again, and in the context that we're speaking of, not in some, like, you know, the reality that we're, you know, going through, the thing that we're doing right now together. So it's like, right now, it makes sense, dude. It makes sense. Let me get a sip. But yeah, man, this is, again, it's a bunch of haters. We get our we gotta get our shit straightened out, son. We gotta get our shit straightened out. In terms of like, I think we'll have the next, few years to prepare what is to come in the next few decades, because it is gonna be, ladies and gents, we are literally, we're edging on the, I feel it, doggy, I feel it. We're edging ever so slowly, but not so slowly, because time slows down and it's fast at times, and it's like, whoa, 10 years goes by, next thing you know, we're embedded into the algorithms somehow. And I've been reading also that if you are to have a chance of combating a AI overlord situation, that we're going to have to integrate with AI ourselves, i.e. Neuralink. So all in all, enjoy right now is what matters. Your family, your loved ones, your community, people that are close to you, if they're family, if they're within reach, touch them. Touch your family members. Today is a day of touching family members that are near and dear, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. But I do have a lot of hope, because I think this will be a chance for us to be like, you know what? Because if the people speak, that's the people speaking. And once the people spoke, then it's been heard. Once enough spoken words. Once we have if we're having a mass, spoken word sesh, if we're just dropping bars massively, if we're just gathering together collectively, uplifting each other, and looking past the silliness, but then engage within the silliness as well. But like looking past the thing that is there to distract you and make you angry, so that it takes away attention from the real stuff that matters. Like, what's up with all the pharmaceutical companies? Can we ever sue them for all the damages they've caused? That, and again, looking at people who are actually like going out there doing sex stuff with the young ones, which is like the worst sex stuff that you shouldn't. And then right here we come after a lady who got paid hundreds of thousands. If that option was available to me, to make love to someone who's older than me and make hundreds of, you know what I mean? Cause like, that's the thing, and that's beautiful, but that's what I'm saying. Hundreds of, cause like, just a lady who's fucking like, oh man, she's been suntanning and she's Floridan. I feel it in my heart. She's from Florida. You're in Florida right now. You're 87. God, you're so beautiful. You're 87. Skin is, a crocodile has smoother skin than you, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'd break out in rashes thinking about it, but still, hundreds of, maybe a milli, maybe a cool milli, just layers of wrinkled skin with all the spots. And I'm gonna have to, if there was an option, you know what I mean? Because people do all the time. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's like 98 and getting married for the 5th time, there's a younger lady there. You know what it is. I forget the names, or there's a whole bunch that do. So if there was that option available for me to like lick some old spotted skin, God, it would. I might not do it, but I'd heavily consider it. If a dude did it, I wouldn't be like, nah, dude, you're like, I'd be like, yes, lick that distorted patch of skin. What color even is that thing? It's every shade under the sun, basically, and it's like, it's bumpy, no longer smooth. But it's dermis. At the end of the day, it's dermis, and it's like paying you good money. And then that's just like the body. What about the vag? An 87-year-old vag? just an 87-year-old badge. But you know, I'm not an ageist. I'm not an ageist, dude. I love 87-year-old. If you don't like 87-year-old badge, you're the ageist here, fam. You're not willing to eat out 87-year-old badge, you ageist loser. 87-year-old fucking down in the knees labia, son. What you know about that? What you know about them flappers? You know? Take it out for a spin on the mountaintops. Hold on tight, you can both hand glide. Is that a bodysuit? No, just her labia, me and my lady on her, you know, just going out high, baby, just going out on top. Climbing Mount Everest, taking a nosedive, holding on to the flap of the labia. Fucking coming close to the rocks. Isn't it exhilarating? You know, you'd say that. Her false teeth are just like hanging on. It's just fucking false teeth in your mouth. You're basically making out with her. What? Not even making out with her, dude. Maybe you can hold on to her teeth. You get back down, pop them back in, and fucking go to town. Because you're on the clock, baby. You're on the clock. Is she on the cack? But that's what it is. Well, how do you guys feel about it? Because I genuinely do think about that. I'm like, I wonder what it is that, you know, because it's like prostitution, selling your body as like one of the oldest trades, they say, if not the oldest, is what I've heard. But also at the same rate, it's one of those businesses that you don't really keep a lot of paper trails, especially like back then. People do say it's like the longest living, lasting trade or craft. Or art, really. Porn stars are artists, fam. Prostitutes too. Anything, and it is art. It is art without the no frills. It is art without the. It's what it is. It's what it is. You see what you get what you see. It's what it is, staring right at you. You're staring right at it. So, as a person who is dabbled in law and at times may show up at a local hearing representing somebody who didn't ask for representation, I'm here, Your Honors, Your Highness, in this grand jury, in this grand court today to present my client's cases. Case one? Good, great. One case, one answer. First of all, Your Highness, Your Lordship, I just want to say Your Highness's beautiful black gown really brings out Your Highness's pupils. I'm honored. As I present to you this case, Your Honor, first of all, Your Honor, can I get a little bit personal here? Which one of us here has not, you know what I mean, paid for a little hand job or got a little blowy here and there? Your Honor, if you got gray hair on your head, Your Honors, and you've living life, knowing what it is to live a life, because these days, living life is, they say live life, but sometimes they don't really mean it. But you've lived life, Your Honor, you know what it is. Play to playa, pound it right there, tight. I think you'd find that it is extremely reasonable to ask that we just toss this old case into the old trash can, not even waste our time looking into it, because at the end of the day, we are talking about two mutually consensual adults who got together, or maybe didn't even get together. Maybe somebody was coerced to pretend to say they got together. Who the fuck knows? But it's one instance. Whereas other cases, we can see that there's definitely children involved. There has been a murdered pedophile and a lady in jail who's also sus in many different ways, with her sus father and everybody being sus together. And then there's a bunch of people named Bill, also sus. Frequent flyers with the Lolita Express, as they call it, to the islands. And Your Honor, maybe you've been invited to the islands, but you said no, and right on, because you know what, you support local economy, baby. You support the local economy. If you want a little back rub with a little, you know what I mean? You know a place. And that's what it is. And just person to person, human, as people who practice law, as lawyer to judge, as judge to lawyer, as real judge to Fugue's lawyer, But nonetheless, dude, what even is law if not just a practice? Am I right? So, having said that, I rest this case knowing full well that it is going to be just taking some time to itself. Just having a little nappy poo. Just putting its feet up on the porch and enjoying a Long Island iced tea. I'm resting this case. Because this case was already resting before it even started. Really. Really. Now, having said that, again, I'll close my statement by saying this. Tupac Shakur never had a record till his first record. I'll just say that, Your Honors. And ladies and gentlemen of this grand jury, I stand before you, sitting, knowing full well that when it comes right down to making a decision that is, it's not an ideal situation, but I do remind you that we're not living in ideal times. And there might be a restaurant that might be called Ideal Restaurant, and you might go there and enjoy food, and the food might be but the restaurant is called Ideal. That is life. So along those lines. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you with all my heart. It's an exhilarating time. I definitely have to share with you that I did take a massive deuce yesterday, which made me it made me really proud. I got up, I looked back, and it surprised me too. It surprised me, and those are the best, really. When you look back and you're like, my God, how's that even a thing? But it is, and we've all been there. Am I right, Your Honor? Am I right, people? And it's really the surprises that just like really make life just that much more enjoyable. It's the element of knowing miracles can happen in different shapes or forms and in different situations, of course, but a surprise is a surprise nevertheless. So that being said, Heavenly Father, bless us today, dearly beloved. We are gathered here today in this holy matrimony. I have always wanted to marry people in public, just fucking like walk up to folks and be like, are you a couple right now? Let me bed you. I feel like that would be fucking, lock it down, son, right on the spot. Surprise the person. He's like, I'm not ready. I didn't save 3 days of my paycheck for a wedding ring or whatever the norm is, and I'd be like, boom, hit him with a ring. Problem solved. Fucking let's do this. Put people on the spot, because that'll be like, instead of taking people on dating shows that are like, oh, is this relationship, you get to know each other, go out and find people who already know each other, put them on the spot, be like, yo, ring, what is it? It's time for you to decide whether or not this relationship's gonna last. And it's sink or swim now. And you're like, why would you play around with people's lives like that? Why would you play around with people's lives in any shape or form? But we are playing games, and then it's lots of fun. So if I were, and it's honestly, if they want to be like, if they're like, no, we don't want to do this interview, we don't want to participate in this game, I'll be like, you just missed out on the opportunity to get wedded on these streets and be in holy matrimony for the rest of your life. You think you're gonna be, and that's the thing, you never know, because like if you make that commitment to be like, yes, I look at this person right in the eyes, and I know in my heart of hearts that that's the peen and that's the badge that I'm going to be sucking off for the rest of my life. If you know that right in your heart and it's a yes, how romantic is that? Because like, it's like, a lot of people are like, man, should I do it today or 7 months from now? Put them on the spot. That should be a TV show. We're patenting it now. I'm teaming up with a team that's into doing team activities. Think about it. It's exciting to put people on the spot and be like, would you say yes, fella? Is that the face that you'd like to have on a pillow and, look back at every once in a while once you're hitting a doggy style? Lady, is that the face that you want to be staring down to when you're doing not reverse cowboys, but like front-facing cowgirl? And if the answer is yes, well then, put a ring on it. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, what can you find these videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the Instagrams, baby, on YouTubes, doing it. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. If you subscribe, you get the full-length videos and you help your boy out and you help your family out with all sorts of ailments. And if you want to give back further, because you're that type of fellow or lady who sees something good and they're like, man, how do we see something good and do something about it? Patreon.com/RobSadri. That's how. Check it out. Talk about it. I'll be back here again on Monday. Love y'all. Peace out.